And welcome to the Big Gunner Podcast. Giants Chiefs this week, special Saturday edition. We're coming to you 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have some NFL picks, maybe some late college picks, but yet talk about the Giants. So here we are, 0-2. Crazy things going around across the internet about what the Giants should do. Should this be the end of Russell Wilson if we lose to Kansas City and Jackson Dart should get in at the for the Charger game? Is Brian Dable and Shane Bowen ready to be the first two guys out, sooner than later? I just think it's all clickbait, and I don't see any of this happening. I thought Russell Wilson accounted himself very well last week against the Cowboys. Leads the league in passing. I would find it very hard if we lost and he had a successful game and led the league in passing yards, or we're going to move him to the bench and fire our coach. So we just got to put all three sides of the ball together this weekend against Kansas City. Very tough spot. Chiefs 0-2. Can't see them going 0-3. Would be surprised if we won the game. Think we can cover. Think we keep it closer. Stats I'll run into a little bit later in the pod about what we're doing here. What Kansas City does as a road favorite, and overall we just got we got to get it done. Now the biggest issue to me that I see is inside backer. So Moose dealing with a concussion, might not play. We picked up Shane Bozeman, Swayze Bozeman, who's going to come in and play inside backer, probably get the start. And Neville Hewitt, who's got a ton of experience, 9 years in the league, started over 3 seasons worth of games with the Jets, Houston, played in playoff games. Just a veteran player, might be the right guy to put next to Bobby Okereke. Need a guy who can hustle and make tackles. Okereke's 26 tackles in 2 games, pretty good production, but again, we're 0-2, so maybe some help next in would be good. Some veteran help. I kind of like that idea. Paulson Adebo's got to step up his play. We don't like it when our corners lead the team in tackles. He had 13 last week, which means he's making tackles in the secondary, either late on the corner running games, but mostly I thought they were in the passing game. We just got to get better. We got to get better against the run. Need a little bit more out of Dexter, who had a great game as far as Pro Football Focus, but yet Dallas ran the ball at will against us. So, Williams went for almost 100 in a long touchdown run. So, just got to see more. Don't know about all these stats, but, we just got to get more. And I like the emergence of Cam Scatterboo. I think, he only broke one run, ran 10 times for 21 yards. But I like him in the short yardage. I just love his toughness. I love what he brings to the table. And I think we're probably going to get more and more as the time goes on. I don't think Tyrone Tracy's going to be eliminated from the offense, but I do see him on kick returns now as being a part of the fact that they're giving him more work to do outside the offense, which means they might be giving more touches to Scatterboo. Devin Singletary, who did start, only got the one run on the first series and didn't come back into the game, which I found fascinating. I don't know if they're looking to move him or is it maybe a showcase or something out there, maybe to lose a running back that might be interested in him. But I think he's a guy that right now that the Giants could look to trade by the October trade deadline. But I really was disappointed in the effort against Washington. If you listen to us before the season started, I really thought we were going to be in over 5.5 wins. Still think we can do it. I just think these are the games. We have to steal these games against really good teams. And obviously we know the history of Kansas City. Now, on the plus side of the Chiefs, they've never beaten us in New York. They've never won in Giant Stadium. They haven't won in MetLife. So that's a good sign. 0-7 here. 4-11 they're 4-11 against us, which is the worst record of any team that the Chiefs have played. So those are some of the positives. The other positives are, even though Patrick Mahomes is 21-3 as a 6-point road favorite, he's only 10-13 against the number. Gives us a chance. I think the Chiefs' defense, although very good, I think we have to be tested. I think it's going to be at the point of the line of scrimmage. The rumor is we're getting Andrew Thomas back. I think he's a big plus. We know the record with 3-19 when he doesn't start and complete a game in the last 2+ years. That's a huge stat. I say it all the time on the offseason. He's such a key component to our success. So I'd like to get him back. If not, I would think Marcus Mobo would play. I don't know what they're going to do with James Hudson, but after the first series of him getting 4 penalties and losing his cool and costing us 4 points, which in turn you could say cost us the game. I don't know if that would have felt that way, but in hindsight you could say that. I don't know if he gets on the field, but Marcus Bobo has been highly impressive as a fifth-round pick, and I kind of like what I see out of him. And I think eventually he'll be a long-term starter for the franchise. I think he's been playing fantastic. So this is a big one. This is a big one. I just don't like the pressure that the media and social media is putting on Brian Dable. I don't think we should make any move with Russell Wilson. I think these are the most important parts of what we're looking at this week. But these also roster moves I think are important to know. The Giants are. I want to bring this up and offer any kind of feedback on X at BigGunner84 or Instagram at BigGunner84. 1984. What are we doing when we bring in pro personnel? Our free agent list really has not been great. Bobby Okereke, you could say, has been a success. You could say that Holland probably will be. Right now, I'm not sure about it, Debo. I'm not sure about Runyon. We're paying big money for these guys, and I don't know that we're getting what we should really be getting out of them. I like the emergence of Wan'Dale Robinson. I think we should probably re-sign him to a long-term deal. I see he's over 43.5 on a prop. I saw earlier that yards, I like that going over. I just think he's been a very reliable third down out for Russell Wilson. I love how hard he is to bring down. I love what Wan'Dale Robinson provides us. We all know we got him in Malik Neighbors. We have a stud one in Malik Neighbors. And if we hold up in the pass, in the pass protection, I think we have a chance to move the ball against Kansas City and have some success on offense. Again, it's going to come down to how do we control Pat Mahomes, keep him in the pocket. He's been liking to run. And I think what we're seeing out of the Chiefs and what I saw against Philly was they're feeling the pressure. It looked like Mahomes missing Thornton. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a guy as wide open as Ty Thornton was on that one deep ball shot he had that would have tied the game. And I just feel like Mahomes is feeling it. And I just think Kelsey's getting up there in age. I feel like they're missing the injuries with Rice and Worthy. I think there's a possibility. I think Worthy might be coming back, which would be a problem for us. But, we'll pick the game. I kind of like the Giants plus the 6. I'm going to be shocked if they win. So if you go back to the old rule that 83% of these games are decided by win-loss, not necessarily the point spread, you kind of have to like Kansas City in the game. But both teams 0-2, and there's a great stat that we're going to get to here quickly. 64% of 0-2 teams since 2010 have been a cover, 56-31. Happened with what we had with Bury Your Bookie earlier this week with Defoe. We had the plus 12 with Miami, and they ended up losing by 10, so that was a winner. And so I'm going to key in on these games as we go through the slate here right now. I'm going to take you through every single game, which is going to be what I like to do, and I'll give you my opinions on all of it. And I'll give you the 5 games that I'm picking and a best bet, which I have on a total here coming up. First game on the board, Colts and Titans. The Colts laying 4 in Tennessee. Kind of like Tennessee, where he goes to an 0-2 team. I think the Colts were lucky to get the win last week. Looked very decisive beating a Miami team who looks like they're a little out of it, but now at 0-3. Tough spot. They get Sweat back. We're going to see what Daniel Jones is on the road, first road game. Kind of think Tennessee, after getting beat last week by the Rams, I don't know, thinks they look that good. Line started at 3, is now 4. Kind of like Tennessee plus the 4 in this spot. Falcons 5.5 over the Panthers. Michael Penix on the road for the road again in grass, which has notoriously been a tough surface for him, playing outdoors on the road. Falcons 5.5. Panthers, I got a lot of what I saw the Panthers down 27-3, came back for a backdoor cover. I like teams that gain momentum in late games. I like the fact that they scored 19 points late and made this game close. Gives them a little momentum going this game. I think the Falcons line inflated by their great performance on Sunday night. Just think it's a little high, a little steep price here. So I'm going to take the 0-2 Falcons, once again at a 64% win clip since 2010, 0-2 teams, plus 5.5. Raiders 3 against Commanders. Kind of like the Raiders in this spot. I know I'm a favorite in the dog. Jaden Daniels, the great player that I love so much, is not playing this game. Marcus Mariota, familiar with the Raiders. Raiders familiar with him. He was an ex-Raider. I like Mariota in this spot, but I just think the Raiders, I just like what they're doing there. I think they got caught a little bit. Geno turned it over early in the game, might have thrown him off. Geno will bounce back, veteran player he is. I like the Raiders plus 3. Packers 7.5 over the Browns, another 0-2 team. 7.5. I think the Packers win. I don't know about the 7.5. Kind of would lay off this game. Gun to my head, probably would bet Green Bay that they keep it rolling. But I just can't go against the 0-2 team. So there's really no bet on that play. A lean, probably Green Bay. I don't like the game at all. Bengals 3 over Vikings and Bengals in Minnesota. Minnesota 3. Battle of the backups. Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. I kind of like what I'm going to see. I'm going to predict that we get a little quarterback question in Minnesota. Carson Wentz plays well. Vikings beat the Bengals by more than 3. And that's what I think we're going to get out of that. I know the Bengals have a lot of offensive firepower. Browning looked good in a great comeback win over the Jags. Jags kind of messed that game up, I thought. Vikings, a little bit decimated on defensive injury front. I think they get it done here. And it's the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson reunion for all your fantasy players, which should be a lot of fun to watch. This line is really confusing, and I see a lot of people liking the dog here. Philadelphia, home against the Rams, laying the 3. Philadelphia just gets it done. I kind of like the Eagles in this spot just because of the 3 points, the low line. I thought this line would be higher just a while ago. They were 6.5, 7 against the Rams in the championship game. In wintertime, all of a sudden, the Rams, who have beaten an 0-2 Houston team who's down and a Tennessee team on the road, big step up in class. I think the Eagles get it done, laying the 3 with the Eagles. Steelers 2 with the Patriots. This is the test, I think, now for Aaron Rodgers. Gets a challenge in defense with Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. I like this total over. We hear a lot of good things. Both the Patriots games, 3 out of the 4 games these teams have played have gone over. Steelers games, averaging over 50 points a game. I see that being around the total. So I like over 44.5. And I'm going to take my shot with Aaron Rodgers just because I have the Steelers over 8.5. Not in love with it. Like the total a little bit more there. Steelers minus the 2 against New England. This is a game I really like. Tampa Bay, I know if they get Tristan Wirfs back, I don't like it as much. But the rumor is they're going to miss 3 offensive linemen. Baker Mayfield gets banged up. Jigba's not playing. And I kind of like to change a quarterback with Tyrod Taylor. As a Giant, I liked him a lot. I thought the Giants should never have forced, when he got hurt. I don't know if we should have went to DeVito. I liked what Tyrod Taylor did. I think he got hurt and DeVito played. I thought we should have went back to Taylor when we did. I kind of like Taylor. I thought we should have kept him the year later. Jets 6.5. I'll buy it to 7. I like the Jets. Another one of these 0-2 teams that have the edge at 64% win percentage over since 2010 in week 3s. I'm going to take a shot. Monday night games, usually the Sunday night team kind of does a little bit of reversal. I'm going to like the Jets plus 6.5, buy it to 7. This is a game I really like a lot. Texans and Jaguars. Do the Texans go to 0-3 just like the Chiefs? Kind of like Houston here. Give me the Houston plus 1 line. Might think it'll be more. This should be a really interesting game, a good hard-fought division game. Houston plus 1. Chargers minus 3 even money. Chargers are rolling right now. I don't know what I see out of Denver. Bo Nix, good enough, but I don't know what Khalil Mack's status is. I'm going to take a shot with the Chargers minus 3 even money in this spot. Saints and Seahawks. Line drop 7.5 to 7. Again, this 0-2 team, but I think we're going to see the suicide pools are going to be all over. Circus Survivor, I think they're going to say close to 40% of the tickets are going to be on Seattle. Kind of like Seattle in this spot with Defoe a little bit, minus the 7. Seattle. This is the game I like, my best bet. The best bet on the board for me is going to be Dallas minus 1 over Chicago. I like the over 50. I think both teams you can bet the individual team totals in this spot. Just see that we exposed Dallas' defense. Diggs, you still have Bland out. Diggs did not look right. Bears might even come with a better core of wide receivers. I think the Bears line will protect a little bit better than they did against Detroit, and I thought they were good, tough against Minnesota. The veteran players will get their continuity. Again, if we can find a way to control Caleb Williams, I think this is a game where he might break out a little bit. Dak Prescott, who was fantastic, I think he has a breakout game. Johnson is out, the star corner for the Bears. So you got some injuries on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. I kind of like the over 50 in this spot. If I have to bet it, I'm going the 0-2 Bears. That steal the game. I just wasn't over impressed with the Cowboys. The next game is the 49ers and the Cardinals. Everybody's fun team, the Cardinals. The Cardinals this year, tough spot to come in and play the 49ers. Mac Jones, the original draft pick, I believe that was supposed to go to the 49ers instead of Trey Lance. Everybody had Mac Jones going there. Thinks he gets a little bit of Shanahan now. played pretty well last week against New Orleans. Home game. I like the 49ers in their home opener -2 over the Cardinals. Won't be surprised either way. Teaser bet side is Cardinals on this side, but we're going to take that it's a close game, field goal game, 49ers. Chiefs laying 6 at our boys. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this is really a tough spot for me. I got to bleed blue here, but, you just can't see the Chiefs going to 0-3, and I see the -315 on the money line, which is steep for a -6. So they're saying the same thing. So if we look back up at the -6s money lines that we're seeing on the board, Buccaneers 6.5 for -310. No money line on Packer. I mean, I think these lines are kind of steep, and the money lines here is 6. I'm going to take us with the points just with my bleeding heart. I don't love the game at all. I'll obviously be watching. Again, we got to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. A lot of Pro Bowlers on the Chiefs offensive line. Their left tackle, Josh Simmons, their #1 draft pick, coming off a knee injury at Ohio State, has looked pretty good overall. We're going to have to get pressure from our front four, tackle better in space. I just think we're in a really tough spot here. Mahomes is just a legend. I have him ranked as my all-time top quarterback. It'll be fun to watch. How we're going to match wits. Our old coordinator, Steven Spagnuolo, our nemesis, Andy Reid. Don't like this game at all here, but I think the line's right. I'm not in love with it. I'm going to gun to my head. I'm going to take the Giants, but I think the Chiefs on the money line. I think it'll fall somewhere in the middle of 0-6. I think that was a prop I definitely would take. Tomorrow night, Monday night, I'm sorry. Lions-Ravens. Interesting game. What is this line if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble? I just think the Ravens have put up 40 points in both games. Total is now 53. Kind of like the over in this game. But I go back to 2 years ago when the Lions were up and coming and they got smashed 38-6 to Baltimore. And I think I see more of it. I see Baltimore in this spot laying the 4.5 as I picked it on the Bleacher Brothers report. So we're going Baltimore -4.5. Colleges, real quick. I think I like 2 games really. Michigan State. Go in a late spot, 11 o'clock. If we get this on YouTube, we have it. I think Michigan State somehow keeps it close. Don't like USC laying 19, having some injuries in the secondary. Jonathan Smith, the coach of old Oregon State guy, familiar with what it's like to play in the Pac-10 with these teams, Pac-12 with these USC's been down there many times, both as a player and a coach. I kind of like the familiarity they might have with the USC program. Michigan State +19. And then this game was 13.5 and dropped, and I thought it was pretty high. Missouri's the Battle of Columbia between Missouri and South Carolina. Bleeding heart with South Carolina, but this was a 13.5 when Sellers was listed as doubtful. Now he's probable. If Sellers plays, and this you can get 10 points, which I see out there with South Carolina, I would take a chance with him. I just think we can't play as poor as we did. I think the injury to Sellers threw us off a little bit. He threw the bad pick on the goal line. He hasn't played up to speed. I think if they got to get him out there, they know the desperation. If they think they're a playoff caliber team, that they have to win this game. I'm going to take a chance with South Carolina +10. So the 5 games of pick 5 would be Carolina +5.5. We like the Jets and Tyrod Taylor's first appearance at +6.5. The Houston Texans to get a win outright +1 against Jacksonville. Minnesota Vikings and Carson Wentz, another backup quarterback, -3. We think this could lead to potential quarterback controversy as an outside prediction. If Wentz has a lot of success, and finds a connection with Jefferson, I just think, go back, drafted number 2, was there until Philly, till it was going to be Philly's next big thing until he actually blew his knee. So that was kind of a very interesting thing that happened over there. And then, last thing, Tennessee +4. Daniel Jones on the road. We're going to test him out. We're going to see a good chance with the rookie Ward in this spot, getting him +4. Those are the 5 picks. And our number 1 best bet of the week is going to be Chicago over the 50. I would take them first half also, and I might even mess around with the team totals. We have that bet on Bleacher Brothers. Let's go. Good luck to everybody. And let's go blue. And we will talk to you Monday with Bury Your Bookie with Defo, and Tuesday on the Big Gunner Podcast. And we're going to do every Saturday, we're going to break down the NFL and the Giant game for Sunday. Meantime, we're going to come back in 2 weeks when we play, or 3 weeks when we play Philly, and do an earlier show that Thursday instead of Saturday. So let's go blue. Let's get the W. Take the pressure off of Dable. Stay with Russell. All positives. Somehow, if we can steal one against the perennial AFC champions, it would be a good thing for a franchise. All right, we'll talk to you. Next week.